already happened. It's a bad thing, right?
Well, I
but
mean,
it already
if
happened.
you divorce,
but I
like it's
prioritize
still,
in that future.
there are countries that if you divorce, there will be financial compensation. So if you know you're going to get
But it's
financial,
not always sure.
if you know
If
you know you're going to get financial compensation from divorce,
The
are you going to do it?
You never know.
You shouldn't get divorced
No, you only know when you're in the divorce process.
Who is going to help the man? Like the man needs help. Obviously,
you the help that he needs.
Assuming that's your husband.
Help for the man. Okay, so you are not interested in the young girl that is raped. You are not interested in the betrayal to your wife that you assaulted sexually, your own child. You are more interested in who will help the man. Honestly, for me, I think we should castrate men who sexually abuse people. If you've sexually abused somebody, you've sexually abused a child, you've raped, I think you should be medically castrated. I think we should do the biological one where we just chop it off, but maybe that's a little bit too gruesome. But we should do some medical castration. You shouldn't be able to use your PP anymore if you've gotten to a position where you think it's okay to rape somebody or sexually assault someone.
You're sexually assaulting my child and you're telling me I should be responsible for him?
Yes, you.
Bro, what? The man should be in jail.
You should be responsible for your... Has it been like that? Did you know?
Why does it matter if it hasn't been like that or not? What's the relevance of that? I mean, there are a lot of very, very sick people in this society, but if he hasn't done it before, so you should assume it's a one-off thing and continue to stay? I mean, what are these guys talking about?
Oh, that he
after he assaulted my daughter, after interrogating him, have you been like this? Is this your first time? Seriously.
So putting him in jail, how does that...
I'll be at peace knowing that whoever assaulted my daughter...
Are you sure you'll be at peace, or you're just imagining that?
Let me address a lot of issues that have actually been raised here, most of which border on criminal allegations. If a man rapes a minor, that's a very grievous crime, regardless of whether he's the father or not. The right steps that should be taken, because you're saying the emotional abuse has happened, you're right. But that daughter will grow up knowing that the mother condoned it. That's a greater emotional abuse. So the best thing the mother can do at that point.
Thank you, lawyer. Thank you very much. Thank God we still have people like this in the society.
Is to do everything to protect the child, which includes making sure that the father, if you're not going to at least report the father, you take the child away from that environment. But you can also, like I said, if you divorce this man, you have a legal claim to financial support that it would be binding on him. So you're saying if you leave, it would, that doesn't happen.
It's not always like that.
It is always like that. It depends. And like I said, once you're able to prove certain things.
Okay, you are disagreeing with someone who is a legal practitioner who that is his job. And you already said at the beginning that you are an ignorant young man. And he's saying this is what happens. But you are saying it doesn't happen that way.
In courts. And when you're talking about, if the man is not even...
We talk a lot about corruption.
Hold on.
He's allowed to
talk. The man is not even, for some reason, convicted of that crime, because obviously the burden of proof is really high in cases like that. You have recourse to so many, like I said, the law is there to protect. A lot of times we just don't test the law in the courts simply because we have this ideology that, it doesn't work. It works, it just takes time. Honestly.
But that does not mean that they are divorced.
Yeah.
Yes, he asked me that question and it shocked me. I want to be sincere. He has answered. He has said exactly what I wanted to say. Separating that child from the father is the most important thing.
Thank goodness we are starting to get some resemblance of sensibility.
So, but that does not mean that you are divorcing your husband. If this type of incident happens,
what on earth am I supposed to want to continue to do with a man who sexually assaulted and raped my own child, his own daughter? Why will I want anything other than divorce in that situation? Why?
It will really happen. And you find out it is true. Would you still marry that man?
I will still be with my husband. But I forbid. Listen, I will still be with my husband.
A man that will sleep with me and sleep with my daughter.
See, if I am the child, I'll arrest you and my father.
A man that...
Honestly, there are a lot of people that are just walking around. They are not necessarily sin.
That God waited to. If I'm a lawyer, I would sentence him to death. What were you even thinking of? Oh God.
Yes, I will still be with my husband. But let me start very well at all. See, do you know that time, the man is already separated from me? That does not mean I'm divorced from my husband. But that time, my own mind too is not even at peace with him. Because that is a devilish act. Law can try to take me to jail or whatever.
Oh, the law will have to take him, but you don't want to be the one to take the responsibility to protect your child and punish somebody who has damaged your child. In some cases, permanently for life. But you leave it to the law. You don't want to take any responsibility for that.
As if you report him.
Yeah, that's if there's a report made.
Yes. No, there will definitely be a report.
Oh, that is going to
No.
Okay, at least we are getting somewhere.
Yeah, there should.
The man will definitely be reported. But that don't feel me that I will divorce my husband. I want you to get that far.
Sorry, I'm still trying to get to the fact she's trying to stay here. It doesn't mean I will divorce my husband. So you'll continue to stay married and continue to have sexual relation with a man who has sexual relation with your child. I mean, how sick are people like this? Someone had sexual relation with your child and you are insisting you will not divorce the person. So you will continue to have sexual relation with someone who has sexual relation with your child, a minor. This is what indoctrination looks like in a nutshell.
We definitely stay away from him for the period where he's going to receive his punishment.
If you actually are okay with that person doing that thing and you still want to be with that person, the law doesn't have an issue with that. What I appreciate that she said was that she would take steps to ensure that the man is brought to book for whatever crime he has committed and the child is protected. Under, I think it's section 15(2)(c) of the matrimonial clauses, or 2B, it talks about adultery. And it says where the respondent has persistently and willfully committed adultery and the petitioner finds it intolerable to live with that person. If you've condoned an act and the man doesn't do it again, you cannot divorce on that once it is proven that you condoned it.
If Christ died for me and cleansed all my sins, and have been taught that forgiveness should be the key in everything. Assuming something happens to me, I will go gaga. I will feel like tearing him apart with my hands.
Unfortunately, this is how religion damages people's brain, where they do something that is evil, thinking is actually the good thing to do. In his eyes now, she's trying to follow Christ. And in her time to follow Christ, you are condoning and protecting someone who does something who is evil. I mean, if this is what religion is, I don't ever want to be a religious person.
Going to divorce my husband, I will watch and see that he suffers very well and get to realize the evil he has done. And my parents taught me that divorce is not an option in marriage. For better, we died here.
We would appreciate if you subscribe to the channel. We're trying to hit 50,000 subscribers in the first quarter of this year. Divorce should be normalized.
Divorce is not the problem. You have to come and prove to the court that these things happen before the court grants you a divorce. So if someone has gone through these circumstances in life and has decided they are no longer willing to go through those circumstances, why should a society force or stigmatize them for making that choice?
Especially the society that is not going to live in that marriage. So why should the society even have an opinion on this? If the person who is going through the issue is saying this is not an issue I can continue to accept and tolerate, who the hell is the society to say you must stay in there when the society bears no consequences of staying in that marriage?
I feel that is hypocritical because there's something they say, the person that wears the shoe that knows where it is.
But yes.
Exactly. He who wears the shoes knows where it pinches. So you don't wear my shoe and you want to tell me I shouldn't want to take the shoe off when you don't know what it feels like for me to wear the shoe.
I don't think the society should stigmatize people who are divorced.
Because they have not been in that shoe that you are. When I first separated from my husband, we started with separation. We separated for about seven times before I found out that if care is not taken, one person head will enter 6 feet. So it is better for us to stay alive, to watch our children group, train our children, nurture them in the will of the Lord. So many people said a lot of things. Church came in, villagers came in, family came in. You can imagine the trauma.
And something that I find really unfortunate is that the stigma doesn't even stay with the man, it's the woman. The man is most likely free to just continue his life.
Exactly. So the woman is the victim in this case. The child is the one that gets raped. The woman is the one walking away. Yet it is the woman who is being stigmatized, not the he-goat that actually sexually assaulted his child. I mean, we live in a very sick society, a very, very, very sick one.
I think it should be normalized. You made vows on that wedding day. You made vows. Now, if anybody can divorce willy-nilly, what is the point? Children are the beginning of empires. Now, if you're going to be shaping them and giving them the example that vows are just protocol, till death do us part is just protocol, I wonder what kind of parent you are. Okay, let me ask you.
Okay, I think this boy is one of those boys that have spent enough time in America, in UK, and all of a sudden his education level make him feel like he's figured out everything. So, vows. People should stay for vows, even if it takes their life. Like I said, I had mentioned Osinashi's story initially. She made a vow. And I'm pretty sure she's one of those women who felt her vow was important. Where is she today? She's dead. And not only is she dead, her husband is facing a death penalty. Not only is her husband facing a death penalty, their children have become orphans. All because of what? Because you want to protect the institution of marriage. You literally destroy your life. You destroy the life of your partner, and you destroy the life of your children just to protect the so-called marriage institution. So of what use, of what benefit is that so-called marriage institution if mother is dead, father is facing a death penalty, which I'm sure they are going to sign justifiably, and the children have become orphans for life? What is the benefit of that so-called vow and that so-called marriage?
Question. If you got cheated on, right, and your wife divorces you, right, are you going to be comfortable with the fact that she just did it because she knows she can divorce you anytime?
Why did I cheat in the first place?
She cheated on you. Yes. Are you going to be comfortable with the fact that she just did it because she knew that she could divorce you anytime?
Okay, so she cheated on you and divorced you. What do you want the society to do? They should force her to continue to be married to you? I don't get it with people with this kind of mindset. Why? What is it? I really do not get it with people with this kind of mindset. What is the benefit of forcing people to be in a marriage they don't want to be in? What is the benefit? If she already cheated and she wants to divorce you and she doesn't want to be with you, why would you force her to stay with you? Why? What's the benefit of that?